And we begin tonight at 5 o'clock with those major developments surrounding the murders of two young girls in Delphi. Nearly 5 years after the deaths of Abby Williams and Libby German, police are focusing on a fake social media account.
And News 8 has learned that same account is tied to a child porn case here in Indiana. We have team coverage for you, starting with News 8's Demi Johnson. Demi, you uncovered the actual court documents.
Yeah, Phil and Alexis, we broke this story this morning on WishTV.com, and these court documents show Keegan Anthony Klein faces 30 charges, including child porn and child solicitation. These papers also show Klein told the FBI he opened the social media profile that now has the attention of state police investigating the Delphi murders.
Detectives with the Carroll County Sheriff's Office and the Indiana State Police have uncovered an online profile named Anthony Schatz.
Monday night, Indiana State Police put out a call looking for teenage girls, victims of a social media profile with the name Anthony Schatz. They say the account is fake, using pictures of a known male model to trick young girls into sending sexual photos and videos. Authorities discovered the account while investigating the February 2017 murders of Abby Williams and Libby German in Delphi.
Investigators would like any individual who communicated, met, or attempted to meet the Anthony Schatz profile to contact law enforcement by utilizing the tip email, abbyandlibbytip@cacoshrf.com.
The announcement does not directly tie the account to the murders. Today, I uncovered court documents from Miami County showing now 27-year-old Keegan Anthony Klein told the FBI he opened the account. That revelation came during a February 25th, 2017 interview with state police and the FBI less than 2 weeks after the Delphi killings. Investigators say Klein took a polygraph test and admitted using the account and other social media platforms to get more than 100 sexual pictures and videos of underage girls. The criminal charges were filed in August of 2020, more than 3 years after the initial interviews. The heavily redacted documents do not publicly make any direct link to the deaths, but do reference the investigation started as part of another case involving state police and the FBI.
All that I really know is that she was on Instagram and Snapchat like a normal teenager. Of course, I'd never want to believe that she did anything different than what I would do or what anybody else I would think would do, but it's always possible.
Libby's sister, Kelsey German, tells me today that learning of the social media account has been a lot to take in.
I definitely feel like it's the same as when they released a whole new sketch after we'd been sharing the same thing over and over again. It feels like we're now looking at it, at the whole case completely differently and sharing completely new information.
We want to be clear on this point. Klein has not been charged in connection with the Delphi case. In fact, no one has been arrested for the murders. I asked state police about his possible connection, and despite last night's news release, they tell me they don't confirm or deny anyone who is or is not a suspect in any ongoing investigation. Klein is due back in court next week in Miami County.
We continue to follow the major developments surrounding the murders of Abby Williams and Libby German in Delphi. News 8's Demi Johnson was the first to find the court documents that connect Keegan Anthony Klein to his social media account named Anthony Schatz, used to solicit young girls.
Now, it's the same account that state police say they discovered while investigating the murders. Demi Johnson spent the day in Peru, where Klein has been in jail for more than a year.
I spent today here in Peru, Indiana, and talked to several people, but none of them wanted to go on camera and talk about this case. We also went to this house, the one where state police served a search warrant on Keegan Klein and his father in February of 2017. No one answered at the home today. Police served that search warrant just 12 days after the murders of Abby Williams and Libby German. That night, during a polygraph test, police say Klein admitted to using a fake social media profile with the name Anthony Schatz to get more than 100 sexual pictures and videos of underage girls. That's the same account state police issued a warning about Monday night, saying detectives in the Delphi case were seeking information.
Investigators would like any individual who communicated, met, or attempted to meet the Anthony Schatz profile to contact law enforcement by utilizing the tip email, abbyandlibbytip@cacoshrf.com. shrf.com.
Klein faces 30 counts, including child porn and child solicitation in Miami County. I received a statement today from Klein's attorney saying, please keep in mind that Mr. Klein is innocent unless he's proven guilty. And after reviewing the social media post about Mr. Klein, I would also like to remind people to refrain from jumping to conclusions about Mr. Klein, as Mr. Klein has not been charged with the crime relating to the recent reports. I did talk to a woman today who said she received several messages from Keegan Klein's personal account. She asked us to not use her name, but said the interactions happened well before 2017. She said the messages eventually became so disturbing she had to block Klein on social media. She tells me she's now sharing her story with police.
Other news tonight, new developments surrounding the murders of Abby Williams and Libby German in Delphi. Tonight, Libby's grandfather sharing his reaction to the court documents first uncovered by News 8. Those documents connect Keegan Anthony Klein to a social media account named Anthony Shots used to solicit young girls. It's the same account state police say they found while investigating the murders. News 8's Demi Johnson joining us now. And Demi, you talked with Libby's grandfather.
Yeah, Phil, Mike Patty tells me the revelation I uncovered that connects Keegan Anthony Klein to the account is another piece to the puzzle, and one he admits he wasn't aware of. But Patty says he hopes people look past Klein and focus on who else may have been using the account.
Well, I think it's another piece of information that they need some clarity on.
Mike Patty wants to know if there's any connection between his granddaughter, Libby German, and her friend, Abby Williams, and the social media profile named Anthony Shots. But so far, he says he's not ready to ask why it took 5 years for Indiana State Police to share their knowledge of the account with his family and the public.
Well, of course I question why, but I also don't have all the information in front of me and the stuff that they were poised, or positioned up against. So I won't question that, at least at this point in time. Now, if I find out something different, I have no problem calling them out. And all those investigators know that, from Doug Carter on down. He knows me, and I have no problem calling him out.
Patty says he feels the same about the court documents I first reported, saying Keegan Anthony Klein admitted to creating and using the Anthony Shots profile just 12 days after the girls were murdered. Patty tells me he didn't know someone was already arrested for that until our story came out. In fact, court documents say Klein has been in jail for more than a year. He faces 30 counts, including child porn and child solicitation in Miami County. Patty says his gut tells him Klein didn't act alone.
Just by the virtue of the way the police have asked for help on who's communicated with that account, there could be multiple people using that account, and they want to know.
Patty says he also can't help but wonder if any of these interactions are still going on.
Know how far this web is cast out there. And that's what, they want to know as much information as they can on people who made contact with that account. Because how deep does it go? How wide does it go? We don't know, but you could step up today, you could protect somebody tomorrow.
Now, we've been working all week to figure out why there was a gap in Klein's arrest. Again, court documents say he admitted to everything in 2017 and wasn't taken into custody until last year. I've reached out to the Miami County prosecutor several times to get answers, and so far, I've not heard back.
We'll take a turn now to that child porn arrest that may be connected to the murders of 2 young girls in Delphi. State police have now addressed one major question that keeps getting asked since Wish TV first broke that story last week. Why did it take more than 3 years to make an arrest? News 8's Demi Johnson was the first to report on this case earlier, or last week, I should say, and she's here now. What did you learn today?
Yeah, Phil, this is a rare public statement from state police addressing the timing of charges in a specific criminal case. It shows state police are asking the same question that so many people want answered since our first report. Why was a man who admitted using the profile to get sexual pictures and videos of underage girls allowed to walk free for 3 years?
Detectives with the Carroll County Sheriff's Office and the Indiana State Police have uncovered an online profile named Anthony Schatz.
It was 1 week ago. State police urged anyone who had contact with the social media profile Anthony Schatz to come forward to talk to them. But they had known about the account for more than 3 years. I uncovered court documents last week that showed Keegan Kline admitted in February 2017 that he started the fake profile and that he used it to get more than 100 sexual pictures and videos of young girls. That interview happened February 25th, 2017, just 12 days after the murders of Abby Williams and Libby German. But I also discovered it would take until August 2020 for Kline to be arrested.
Well, of course I question why, but I also don't have all the information in front of me and the stuff that they were poised, or positioned up against. So I won't question that, at least at this point in time. Now, if I find out something different, I have no problem calling them out. And all those investigators know that, from Doug Carter on down. He knows me, and I have no problem calling them out.
After our reporting, state police issued a statement Monday acknowledging the delay. They say they've conducted dozens of secondary investigations based on information in the murders of Abby and Libby. It goes on to say the information we have, and continue to receive concerning Kline has ebbed and flowed over these last few years, and that once the Indiana State Police presented the criminal case to the Miami County prosecutor in June of 2020, immediate action was taken by both the Indiana State Police and the Miami County Prosecutor's Office, which ultimately resulted in Kline's arrest. It does not say what happened in the case between February 2017 and June of 2020, but does say we will always review, learn from, and make any necessary adjustments. We do not believe that any person has done anything intentionally wrong, but we will continue to critically evaluate our efforts. It ends somewhat cryptically. One day, you will have the opportunity to see and know what we do, and we look forward to that day. Kline is due back in court this week in the child porn case. Now, we want to stress again that he's not been charged in the Delphi murders. In fact, no one has. In the statement, state police called the deaths of Abby and Libby a long, complex, and extremely complicated murder investigation.
News 8 has learned hundreds of tips have come in to police about the social media profile that may be connected to the Delphi murders. It's a big new development and a story that Wish TV first brought you last week. Now, this has been News 8's Demi Johnson's story from day one. So at this point, what do we know about those tips?
Yeah, so I exchanged messages today with Carroll County Sheriff Tobe Lesenby. He tells me investigators have received about 500 calls about the Anthony Schatz account, the one getting renewed scrutiny in the Delphi murders. In just 10 days, authorities have heard from at least 500 people, each of them explaining encounters with the online profile under the name Anthony Schatz, a profile state police highlighted earlier this month.
Investigators would like any individual who communicated, met, or attempted to meet the Anthony Schatz profile to contact law enforcement by utilizing the tip email, abbyandlibbytip@cacoshrf.com.
I personally have talked to at least 3 women who all say they received disturbing messages from either the account or the personal account of Keegan Kline. Kline is the man who admitted to state and federal agents that he opened the account. All of the women asked that I not use their names, but did give permission to report what they told me. A podcast called The Murder Sheet talked to another woman who said her interactions with Kline started when she was only 12 years old.
He would just tell me how beautiful I am, that I should come stay the night at his house, let him take me out of state.
Kline is in the Miami County Jail on 30 felony charges, including child porn and child solicitation. Kline admits getting more than 100 sexual pictures and videos of underage girls using the Anthony Schatz profile. He made that admission in February 2017, just 12 days after the murders of Abby Williams and Libby German in Delphi. But Kline wasn't arrested until more than 3 years later. So far, state police have not publicly connected Kline with the girls' deaths, but they have talked about the Delphi case in both of their releases about Kline and the social media account. The most recent came out Monday after our reporting, when investigators acknowledged the delay in Kline's arrest. They say they've conducted dozens of secondary investigations based on information in the murders of Abby and Libby. Now again, we want to stress that Keegan Kline has not been charged in the murders of Abby Williams and Libby German. In fact, no one has. Klein was supposed to be in court today, but a judge agreed to cancel the appearance. He's now scheduled to go on trial in May.